Hello guys, hope you guys are doing great. Today I'm turning this video at the balcony of the house. Let me just give you a look of it. That's great, right? That's Africa for you. So like I told you guys, I'm happy to be here once more, and we're going to talk about something that is pretty important once again. So this morning I was looking at the statistic, and the statistic was about how many hours do countries around the world work. Okay, so I was looking at what is the highest amount of hours that countries in the world work, and there's a positive correlation between the amount of work that's the amount of hours of work that's been put or that's been done in a country and the productivity of the country. So you might ask yourself, why is it that I'm talking about this statistic today, and how pertinent is it with what I usually talk about, that's Africa and its development. So if there's something that is pretty stunning that I've observed since I'm back, is that we have lots of things that we have to catch up in terms of our development and everything that's related to our development. But what is really striking is how much African countries, and I will talk of where I am right now, we are invested in enjoyment. I mean, like, so invested in enjoyment that it's frightening. So what you will usually observe in some places, in a lot of places in the country, as for example, you have young people, fathers of families, mothers of families, that wake up in the morning, and instead of going to work, some find themselves in bars. They drink, they party all day long. And I mean, it's practically like a culture, and I don't know why it's like that, but I think here a lot of people are accustomed to the 35 hours a week of work, which is not how can I say, which does not go with a country that wants to develop itself. So I will give you let me give you some information from the statistic, and maybe I'm going to put it on the video, maybe it will play or somewhere here, so you can see that on the statistic, Mexico appears to be the country with the most amount of working hours. Then you have South Korea, then you have Russia. And like I told you, there's a positive correlation between the amount of hours that is being put in the work and the productivity. And it's been seen throughout this last years, these countries have been evolving, and from predictions of a lot of economics, in about 10 to 20 years, a lot of Asian countries will be at the top of this world, at least economically. Okay, here we're focusing ourselves on economical side of it. So, and some of these countries, they total about 60 hours of work in a week. I mean, 60 hours of work in a week. And it's quite appalling to find that in a continent where we're hugely disadvantaged, because we have a lot of things that we have to catch up with, people decide to work 35 hours a week. That's terrible, because if you decide to work 35 hours a week and you want to compete with people that work 60 hours a week, there's no chance for you to catch up ever. That's not possible. And I want to precise something. When we talk about hours of work, we're not just talking about doing like manual labor. That's like, because many people, unfortunately, people have the wrong conception of work, and many people think that working is moving out of the house in the morning, going and carrying some heavy loads and doing whatnot activity you can think of. And that's not to belittle the work that people are doing, but I think it's important that we do intelligent and smart work instead of doing just hard work. Because hard work which is not accompanied by smart work isn't efficient. Okay, and when we talk about efficiency, we are trying to ameliorate or to improve whatever we're doing to have much more outcomes, okay, with as little effort as possible. And that's what those countries are doing, because they are in everything they're doing. You will see that they include technology in whatever they're doing. But back here, you will notice that a lot of things are still being done in an artisanal and in a manual way, be it agriculture. Things are evolving for sure, but from my observation of what I can see in the country, a lot of things are still being done manually, and it's just not limited to agriculture. In many other activities, a lot of people do not have that habit of including technology in whatever they're doing. But that's just an aside. Let's get back on the issue of the amount of working hours we put in our process. Guys, if we want to move forward, it's not possible for us to only want to work 35 hours or 7 hours or 8 hours a day. We must be looking to work at least, if we aren't working enough, we must be working at least 12 hours a day. At least 12 hours a day. Because believe me, from someone who has been in another country like Mauritius, we work a lot. It might not seem like, but people do work a lot, and it shows. They are practically one of the top economies, African economies on the continent right now, and they won't stop there. Okay, so if we want to catch up, guys, let's stop with this attitude, because I mean, alcohol, partying, eating, I mean, all of that will come later. Because if we do not put in the effort right now, our children will be faced with the same problems, and if they don't put in the same effort, their children, which are our grandchildren and our grandchildren, will obviously be faced with the same problem. So this is just a concern that I'm raising, and guys, there's a lot of things that we'll have to do. So there's no time for partying or sleeping. We can rest at times, yes, we're all human and we need some time, some leisure at times, but when it's time for work, let's put in the work and do what we have to do. So this is what I wanted to share with you guys. I hope it will be beneficial to somebody. It might not be to everybody, but if it is for at least one, then it is worthwhile making this video. For the time being, I thank you for watching, and share and like and subscribe if that's what you want. I'll see you next. Cheers.